So we got the movie Speak No Evil. Is a horror drama thriller movie releasing from Blumhouse right in the middle of September, just in time for the perfect scary fall Halloween vibes. It's literally coming out Friday the 13th. Scary. What happens when you're on holiday and you make friends with a cool looking family and then later they invite you back to their place to spend the weekend at the countryside? I feel like the less you know, particularly for this movie, the better, so I will curate my review to better portray that for you guys. Did you know this was a remake of the 2022's Dutch version? A lot of people are saying that this is the more electrified Hollywood version, and yeah, I can kind of see it, but still, a remake in 2 years? That's crazy! 2-year turnaround time usually is like 10 or 15 years for remakes. I don't ever watch trailers when I see movies in theaters. Some of you guys know this because we're family. However, a few weeks ago, when I was at the theaters watching other movies, I hear James McAvoy's voice, and I literally had to look up and watch and hear for 20 seconds. I'm like, no, I shouldn't be doing this. So I knew the movie was gonna be good, just based on his performance alone. I love James McAvoy. If you liked him in Split, you'll like even more here. So I kind of broke that rule of like not watching trailers, but I was like, dude, he was just so enamoring with his performance. Even in that 20-second teaser when they're having dinner, I was like, this is gonna be a good movie. And yes, spoiler alert, it is a good movie. James McAvoy is an absolute standout of the film. He feels like he's having a blast and uses a lot of physicality, not just in terms of his facial features, but also using his whole body and acting upon it. He comes across as strong, confident, alluring man. I also love the wife, Alice Francosi. I'm sorry if I'm not saying that name right. Claire. She starts doing a lot more as we meet her in the progress of the movie, but still ramps up towards the end as we do get a lot of screen time with her and James McAvoy. And they play like this good-looking, perfectly family, but you know they're harboring a dark secret, and we don't know what it is until we invite it back to their place. I just wish we had more of her. I mean, don't get me wrong. This movie does a great job of giving her a lot of screen time, but I feel like James McAvoy kind of just steals the show. That's just like, oh my god. You know, they plot something sinister going on based on this perfectly good-looking couple that you kind of want. I feel like both of their love languages is strong, confident, sexy, but also living carefree out in the wilderness, being honest, being in touch with nature. I feel like a lot of couples, or even guys like me, I want that. You know, I want that couple. I want that couple, what they have, their relationship, what it looks on the surface. And it seems like their love is real. They actually care for each other. I think one of the strengths is their romance, because on the relationship, on the surface, it looks carefree. Because I feel like a lot of guys, especially Ben, which we'll talk about in a minute, he's kind of like, he wants that. And of course, I'm telling you that I want that too. So they're kind of preying on the weak couple. They're like, we can take this couple back to our place and do scary things. We meet Ben at the same holiday where he meets Patty, and Ben comes across as shy, timid, beta male vibes, you know? So he's looking across the street or looking across like the pond of the pool. Literally in 10 minutes of the film, he sees Patty having drinks with his beautiful wife. They're hugging, they're kissing, they're jumping in the pool. I feel like Ben wants that with his current relationship. You know, I'm just like, dude, that's why it feels like he's weak, you know? Some of the beginning shots are like framed that way. Like he's looking over, he's laughing at them, he feels incorporated. He's like, dude, I kind of want what he has. Mackenzie Davis, it feels like the anchor the audience needs. She's the one that says, you know what, babe, this is kind of strange. I kind of feel awkward, you know? She does a tremendous job with the role that she's been given with, because she understands that she has to kind of play this masculine role, lack of Ben's like masculinity, which takes over her masculine side, which of course dilutes the polarity of the relationship, but that's just going into like nitty-picky stuff. But still, you know, their relationship isn't a crossroad because of that. You see that there are pit holes in their relationship, and Ben is just like, dude, like, this guy's the answer. This guy's what I need to become better in my life and this relationship. The contrast of couples is pretty nice, as one of them lives in the city area. You know, the neighbors are next to each other. They live in like fancy buildings, of course, whatever. But the other couple, it's like in touch with nature. They live out in the wilderness, in the God knows middle of nowhere, and like leaves and stuff. So one of them's in the countryside, hot and heavy, and the other one's like in the city, bustling and like rustling. You know, basically, I don't even know that's a word. Some of the favorite parts of the movie are on the families on screen, both of them, you know, with the kids drinking, having a good time, good conversation, but you know something sinister is showing up based on what they're even talking about. Although this movie breaks the traditional rule that I would never break. I get it, this family looks on the surface is amazing, you know, but it breaks that one rule, and that one rule is, why would you go out in the middle of nowhere in a God knows cabin in the woods, lost with nature? Like, I get touching with nature, that's cool, but dude, like, you're literally going somewhere where you get less cell reception, the ambulance is far away, the neighbors are far away. We've seen this in so many movies. Watchers, The Strangers. Even this year, why would you go in the middle of God knows where? In the woods. It's like cabin in the woods. If you're going out that way in the countryside, you know something's going on. Like, honestly. I really like this movie. I'm not a scary horror, like, person. I mean, I do like scary fall Halloween vibes in terms of drinks, partying, haunted houses. I do like that. It's not scary in terms of scary demonic stuff like down there, but it's just what people can do in terms of sinister. You could be confident, sexy, and charismatic, but also harboring a dark secret that become very fatal to other humans. At the end of the day, I'm gonna give this a B-. This is a movie where I would buy in Blu-ray and watch on Halloween. If you made it this far, I really appreciate it so much. Maybe consider hitting that like button and turning on notifications so you never miss a video. And with that, take care. Bye. My battery's dying out, so I gotta go. Bye.